gonna ask, are there how most secret societies, because obviously there's an allegiance that they expect, are there oaths, or how do they keep people captivated in a sense, or not speaking out against the group or getting out of it?
What a great question. Y'all need to talk about oath keeping societies here for a second. Let's just do that. Okay, because this is incredibly critical. And I think for most people as they go through life, they don't have any category for how people are willing to be so insane. Like they genuinely can't comprehend it. And so because it fits out, it doesn't fit a category of like their normal waking day-to-day life. They don't think it's reality. And it's a lot more, it's a lot easier to swallow the pill that this is just some kind of outside, insane, crazy conspiracy style thing. Like, I don't even want to look at it. It's a lot of ostrich syndrome. It's basically rooted in the fear that just pervades our society and has been conditioned to people from a very young age. It's like, it's too dark. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to address it. And I'd rather just not know about it, which is like 40 to 50% of the people that come across me, they're like, I don't even want to know about that stuff. Let me just go shove my head back in the sands. It's the sweet, comfortable sands of ignorance and go on with my life as if nothing I just heard is reality. And so that is the major thing you're kind of constantly battling with humans, is a struggle for them to be able to shake that paradigm. So you have to shake that box. You have to shake your paradigm up. And a lot of people just would rather not. They just want to go back to their life. They just want to wait for that 401k, and they want to wait for their social security check. They want to just get to that life. They've been waiting their whole life for this American dream to come to reality, and not understanding that you're already asleep and you're basically dead. You're the walking dead every day that you continue to ignore the radical intelligent evil that's stalking all around you, because this stuff is an absolute tenet of our society. In order to enlist in the United States military, you literally go through this thing called MEPS, which is like their medical processing system. You're going to have all kinds of batteries of tests done to you to find out physically what's going on with your body, what you're capable of doing. Like, just even the vision test will determine whether or not you're capable of being an Apache AH-64 attack helicopter pilot, or whether you can even handle being an F-35 pilot. Like, there's all these different things that you're doing: sight and sound and touch and taste and smell, sensory deprivation, and you're going to be doing all these physical exams of your body. And then there's questionnaires, because you got a bunch of psychologists who all their job is to do psych profiles on people. And so those same kind of MEPS, that same kind of standardization of finding and evaluating everybody that comes through those doors, have all been brought into basic clinicians' office, doctors' offices, school psychologists, counselors' offices, standardized testing. And that's been implemented within the same structure of our public education system, and also in the gifted and talented education system, in order to find out where and identify people that could be potentially advantageous for the family or the network. And so these oath-keeping societies have in their core tenets a swearing of those oaths. When you enlist and you pass your MEPS test and you sign up for, whatever branch, if you're going to the Coast Guard, you're going to the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, you're going to be sworn in, and you swear an oath of allegiance. I swear to defend this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic, like into this long list of an oath. So help me God at the very end of it. And you're literally standing and swearing over your heart. It is like a blood covenant that you're entering into, whether you understand it or not. It's a spiritual soul tie that you're yoking yourself to whatever deity or entity that's being invoked over the ceremony. So like you are binding yourself by mutual imprecation, which is the same thing that these fallen angels and all this other kingdom stuff got all wrapped up in. This is literally where we get this word Hermon. Mount Hermon, this place where people make and bound these oaths together with these B'nai Elohim, these mighty ones. These people call them fallen angels. Other people might want to call them like aliens or whatever else. But these are outside entities that chose extra dimensional beings, that chose to enter them, change themselves, and fit this figure and form to come down and reveal the secrets of heaven, to reveal to people how you could dial the phone book of these other realms in order to get access to knowledge, to information that would otherwise be bound up and restrained from people having that. And so the Jesuits, which was the form of what my grandfather was, he was a Fourth Order Knights of Columbus down in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, still active and engaged in his filthy works down there. And he was someone who patterned me so that I would be an enforcer of these oaths. And this is really what the Jesuits are. They are like the militant arm of the Pope. Okay, there is a black pope, there is a gray pope, and a white pope. And these three individuals are some of the most powerful and omnipotent, for lack of a better word, individual players on the earth. The black pope is somebody not by color, but by designation of his duties, is the procurer of black gold, currency of this kingdom of darkness. Somebody that is overseeing all of these black robed priests, which are Jesuits. And their predominant function in society is to be disruptors and usurpers of information, to be infiltrators. And so their extreme oath of the Jesuits, I should just read you a component of it, because I'm not going to read the entire thing because it's just completely filled with all kinds of just invocation of other things. But the extreme oath is Hold on a second.
No worries. Thank you for
Sorry.
doing this.
Yeah.
This will be good for people to hear.
Yeah. And this is published in the Library of Congress. Hold on, I gotta wait. My children just walked in. This is obviously one of those things that I don't. That's okay. I love you all. This is definitely not the time to. Y'all have a great night. This is my dad life. This is my dad life, and I'm trying to wage an extremely crazy, wild, and intense war, all the while still raising a family, which is quite complicated. I'll just be real honest with you, and
Exactly.
it's the hardest thing I've ever done. Full disclosure. You sit here and you're like, I used to travel in an RV full time, and so I couldn't really have these conversations because I lived like with cardboard walls, and it was definitely not something I've wanted. I don't want my children necessarily understanding the full level of depravity of the entire systemic evil that's in the earth. Yet, it's not that I want to keep that from them. I don't want to keep that from them forever, but there's a level of innocence that should be guarded with our children as much as we can, as long as we can, until we have to explain to them the mechanics of how the system of evil works. But until that time, I'd rather not read the extreme oath of the Jesuits in their presence. So,
Yeah, I don't.
um, these are so what happened, you guys, is there was a massive revolt trying to bust loose all of these oath-keeping societies back in the 15th century, 16th century. People were trying to kick these people out of the countries. The very Vatican themselves literally banned it. Pope Clement, I believe the fourth, banned the Jesuits, disbanded them, shut them down because they were so disruptive and so toxic that they shut them down. And this is the same with the Bavarian Illuminati. These are guys who just all they do is infiltrate and sow in chaos and discord everywhere they go and confusion. And they generally do that through two main militant arms, the military and astronomy. And so that's where the sciences all come in, and we're going to get there. Hold on, I'm having a hard time finding this for a second. Just give me one moment.
You're good. Take your time.
Okay, here's just I'll just read a component of it. I do further promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war secretly and openly against all heretics, Protestants, and Masons, as I am directed to do, to extirpate them from the face of the whole earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex, nor condition, that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up their stomachs and wombs of their women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls in order to annihilate their execrable race. That when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisonous cup, the strangulation cord, the steel of the poniard, or the leaden bullet, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the persons, whatever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed to do so by any agents of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood of the Holy Father of the Society of Jesus. So this is, for lack of a better term, the explicit foundations of these oath-keeping societies and what is the core tenet within the assassination training and protocols is they take this pattern of devotion and compulsion to obey orders with this absolute militant. There's only three ways, really. There's only three motivating factors that anyone is generally a target for assassin programming or for training, and that's somebody who's motivated politically, religiously, or by